So consent forms have been signed. All the participants understand their role.
Alright, so the purpose of this focus group is to gain insight about the community, help from members living within the community, give the community. It aims to explore what factors of health are focusing on physical, social and emotional that may influence the well-being of the community. I'm Sam.
Julian.
Nick.
Alright, just before this, just ground rules like one person speaking at a time, be respectful and there are no wrong answers.
Yep.
So we'll give you the consent form as you go through that.
Yeah.
Ethics. So with this, we are the only ones who get the recording. We have to give a USB to our facilitator and they put it in a locked safe. So no one's actually got to see this other than our facilitator and us. After that, I think it's 5 years it gets destroyed. So they're the only people that'll just see it. So
it's pretty private then.
yeah, it's very private. Yep. So and that's fine. So we're ready to continue. Alright. Cheers. So for the first question, what factors enable you to be physically active within the community?
Good roads, like we're bike riders. So
Good roads, safe roads.
Nice and wide with heaps of bike lanes, and they're nice and smooth and not rough with heaps of potholes, and safe drivers.
So how regularly do you go riding?
Every day, but Monday.
Yeah, 5 or 6 days a week. So I think it's like 17 hours a week total riding.
So how's that beneficial for your health?
I'd hope it would be beneficial.
Sometimes I wonder, but no. It helps like with cardiovascular issues and stuff.
It definitely keeps you fit for sure.
Yeah, so lots of people do bike riding to stay fit and healthy. Like you lose lots of fat and you stay pretty lean and skinny and have a long life, hopefully, unless you get hit by a car, which is fun.
Well, continuing, what factors prevent you from being physically active in the community?
What was that, sir?
What factors prevent you from being...
Probably damaged roads, I guess. I don't know.
Sticks. One guy crashed the other day. He hit a stick and ate it pretty bad.
Yeah. Probably
bad road users, like aggressive drivers, like drivers that there's some drivers out there that just try.
Can be just like natural things like rain or whatever, stuff like that. Bad weather.
So pretty much the deterioration of the roads.
Yeah, that can be it. Yeah.
Yeah, like after a storm, there's always like a heap of sticks on the road, and they're always pretty big, like an inch in diameter or something. And if you hit them, you're gonna
crash.
Come off.
Yeah.
How do you reckon we could fix that? Like, how do you reckon the community could, or the council, or?
Could just like after a storm, they could just check the roads if any trees have fallen down, I guess, and better bike lanes, I guess.
If there's heaps of roads out like towards Sutton Grange that we ride on, and there's like after a storm, for example, and there's heaps of sticks, we have to ring up the council to get them to come out and help clear up the roads.
And how's that make you feel, like having to?
Oh, it's just like a pain. Like they know that we want the roads to be clear, and like road drivers want the roads to be clear, because if there's like sticks on the side of the road, then we have to move out further, and then they get annoyed because they have to slow down and wait for us forever.
Yeah.
And they start getting aggressive towards us, and then potholes get worse and worse and worse, and they don't do anything about it. So you have to ring them up or email them and complain, and that's the only time they act about it. Whereas,
so majority of the time, do you feel safe?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
It's never really much of the time that we're in danger or anything like that.
Just every now and then, there's the occasional
slight risk. Nothing serious though.
Yeah, it's always pretty good.
So we'll jump to social health. So what social influences affect you within the community? So what do you go riding because it's social? Like obviously you go with your mates and.
Yeah, we do. We obviously do a lot of. Every ride's usually with people, and there's only like maybe one ride a week I do it by myself. But social is a big factor, I guess. Like like if I didn't have anyone to ride with, I probably wouldn't even do it at all. Yeah.
Yeah, no, riding with mates is heaps better than just riding by yourself. So there's definitely a big social aspect to a social side to riding, like going out for a ride and then having a coffee with mates and chilling out for the day is always pretty good, especially when you have like a public holiday. So being able to share riding your bike with people is a huge part of it. That's for sure.
Yeah. Good.
So is there any organisations or anything that you're involved in, or any other communities?
Probably.
Like, is there any running at the moment? Like, encourage, like, obviously active, being active.
I'm a member of. To be able to race, you have to be a member of a club. So I'm a member of Castlemaine Cycling Club.
Yeah, I'm a member of the Bendigo District Cycling Club.
Yep.
So normally they tend to run like participation stuff, like they'll help run events. So for example, they have like the team's time trials next weekend on Sunday, and they'll have like heaps of people out there and try and help Cycling Victoria, the governing body in Victoria, to run an event so people can enjoy riding their bike and have fun with it.
So is that like a family environment, or?
Yeah, definitely. There's juniors there, so it's always a family environment. There's never just the seniors. Like Cycling Victoria always has juniors going at the same time, so that's good. Yeah.
This tends to always be family friendly, isn't like there's no one like having to go at each other and swearing off their heads.
It's all PG.
It's all PG rated.
Yep.
That's like one of their biggest rules. Like if you're abusive to an official, or like
it's a fine. Yeah. Can't swear. Well, that's a fine too.
So obviously you like being in this community, so it's
it works.
It's a positive.
Yeah, it always works well. Yeah.
Yeah, they have a few issues with being organised, but they always have a front that's always really respectful and
that's it.
Organised. Oh, they look organised, but maybe not so organised.
So as yourself, how's that make you feel like when you go there, like for yourself?
You feel involved. Like,
yeah.
It's not like you feel like you're left out. You feel, how do you explain it? Like you don't. There's nothing ever negative like this. It's always really positive.
Yeah, it's always positive in the club to do. Just a club races is always so easy to do because it's always so well set up. Effortlessly for the rider, I guess.
Yeah.
Don't have to worry about who's going to turn up to run the race. It's always going to work.
There's a lot of people behind the scenes that do that.
Yeah.
Are you involved like more within the club? Are you obviously just a member, but do you feel like you could?
I'm not involved really with the Bendigo Cycling Club. If they have a race, I'll just rock up because I'm just not in their club. But with the Castlemaine Cycling Club, I tend to just help out a lot more because I get to ride 5 or 6 times a week because I'm pretty much riding full time at the moment. But there's a lot of people that the club race on the weekend, it's like their highlight of the week, so I tend to help out more. And
so you volunteer your own?
Yeah. So I like do the handicapping or the marshalling or something like that. So other people who work full time and can't get out on the bike all week, they can have a race instead of me.
Yep.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. The Bendigo is pretty good though. Like it's always run by so many people, so I don't really have to worry about that. So I can go have a race.
Yeah, they have a roster, don't they?
Yeah, they do have a roster. Like they always get people to volunteer on corner marshalling. It's one way to do it.
So is it because other people volunteer? Does that make you want to volunteer? Like what makes you want to volunteer in the community?
It's usually we volunteer because our name's on the list. What week we're going to do it, so it always works out. Everyone does it.
I just help out because normally, I don't.
Yep.
I just want to help out other people and let other people race instead of me. It makes life easier.
Your thoughts on that?
Oh, no, I don't need to do that because it's all set up for me. Right?
Yep.
In our club, it's all good.
Okay, so what areas in your community affect your emotional and mental health? So same with volunteering, is that obviously?
I don't really feel like I get emotionally affected by other people.
Nah, I don't really get too affected by that. It's just by volunteering. Not really.
Yeah.
It makes me, it makes me happy sometimes to see like the kids at the bike races. They're like probably 9, 10 years old, and they're happy because they won a 3K bike race. or
Yeah, it's
something
good.
like-
Yeah, it's good because of that. Because there's like probably like 50 juniors now in like Bendigo Club compared to like a couple of years ago when it was only like 12 or something.
Yeah.
So that's good.
They'll do like 10Ks an hour, and they'll be so stoked that they did 10 kilometers an hour for 3Ks, and they win the race, and they're so happy. But like, it's all about involvement and letting kids be a part of it and support them.
How do you feel being active influences your emotional health?
What?
I feel like crap when I don't ride my bike.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yep.
I definitely.
So how do you feel? Like crap, but
Like I feel like I've done something wrong with on a Tuesday morning if I haven't ridden my bike. Like I felt like I've done like something really wrong. Like I should be doing something.
I always feel fat. I feel like, I'm so fat, I should ride my bike.
Yeah.
And then you just feel lazy, and then you feel
I don't know. I just have some really weird guilt feeling that if I forget to go to the bunch ride, I'm like I've done the worst thing in the world. Like it's become a good habit, I guess.
you kind of get depressed a little bit. You're like, I've noticed if I have like a week or a week and a half off the bike, I feel so lazy, and I don't want to. I want to go out on the bike, but I don't want to at the same time because I feel lazy and I feel fat, and I'm just like.
so your physical activity influences your social because you don't want to go out.
Yeah. I just like I can't be bothered moving off the couch. Like I just feel lethargic because I haven't exercised in a while, but once I start exercising again, I feel great, and yeah, it actually does make me want to go outside more and enjoy maybe like the sunny day or whatever instead of just sitting inside and playing my Xbox or whatever.
So what do you believe should be implemented within the community to allow you to achieve good health?
What was that? What?
What do you believe should be introduced
Oh, okay.
like into the community to allow you as bike riders to achieve good health?
There's probably like better infrastructure that could come into the roads. Like even just like I wouldn't really worry about the bike paths all around the city. They're fine, but just like there's a lot of dirt roads out towards Sedgwick that can be sealed. It wouldn't take long at all. That'd just make everything more races that could go on there, and like so many like potholes out there that can be sealed that could help us.
What's the street out to White Hills? The road? It's like Condon Street or Napier Street. Oh no, the street out to White Hills, like after Lake Waruna. Apparently they're like making it double lanes and like having a huge bike lane, which would be great because so many bunches finish on that road.
Yeah.
And it gets so sketchy because you have like 70 guys in a bunch, like all two abreast, but like because it takes so long to get around and it makes the cars have to go wide and it gets dangerous because like to get around 70 guys is like 80 metres at least.
Yeah.
And that's 80 metres you're spending like half in the other lane.
Yeah, so do you reckon there's any policies that need to be implemented like within the government or the local community?
There is like I think the meter matters rule has.
Yep.
I think that's already come in. I'm pretty sure.
No, it hasn't in Victoria. They abolished it. They didn't reckon it was a good idea.
So what do you think?
That definitely should come in. Like you get some people that pass you like less than a meter from you at like 100k now, which is not very fun. Like it's not a good experience, especially for people trying to get into the sport. Like it doesn't really bother me when people pass me that close, but I know like when they get all these old people, they complain about it for like weeks, like as if they just survived from it. Like, and if you get someone that's just started and that happens, they won't ride again. I guarantee.
Like there tends to be a few older females in the bunch that get a bit nervous because, and even older guys, they just feel like because if they crash, it could probably like.
Yeah, they'd be dead. They would.
So that's definitely an effect on them.
Yeah.
Because they're not feeling safe, so they're not physically active.
Yeah.
And they're not with their friends. So.
And they have to go to quieter roads and stuff, and the quieter roads are even further out of town, and then they just end up not riding.
And if they don't do that, they probably wouldn't have the fitness to go out by themselves too.
Yeah.
So it's just that cycle of if they.
Yeah.
So what other policies do you reckon there should be? Anything else other than the meter matters Should they, like within our driving tests, should we do more on?
Oh, they
more
probably
on
should
driving?
do that and include how to share the road with cyclists, I guess, and the road and the learners mainly, I guess.
Definitely, because like I just did my P's in October or November, and there was barely anything about
Mm.
Like when you go for your test, you don't ever have something. Oh, can you pass this cyclist correctly?
Yeah,
Oh, but that's alright.
it's always like, watch out for that car on the left, or watch out for that car
Yeah.
on the right, and make sure your head checks so you don't hit other cars. But it's like there's a bike lane there, and people are looking to their right, and they drift into the bike lane and stuff like that. And
Yeah,
it's just not right, but they still pass. Oh, well.
yeah. I can't think of much else.
So do you have any more other questions or comments?
Not really. Like, if the council paved a few more roads, like
Yeah.
there's the Emu Creek tennis courts. There's a road next to it. It's like 600 meters.
That'd be like could be a race there if they
Yeah.
sealed that. Yeah,
If it's dirt, it's dirt. It's only 600 meters, but if they sealed that, it's both ends of it. There's sealed roads.
Yep.
And then we can just make like a little circuit in there, and that would be great. And then
yeah,
So although the roads are getting paved and sealed,
yep.
who do you think should be that like to organise that like those races?
Bendigo Cycling Club.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, so we would have to like take it to them, and then they would take it to the council to get.
So there's not, don't you reckon there's that like communication between the cycle and the council? Or?
Well, sometimes it's bad because we've lost areas. Now we can only race at Emu Creek and Newbridge and Huntley. We used to have all these other races that we could do, but now we're not allowed to do them because we've lost others. Like there was. Yeah, because we used to do races around Junison, and then they can't. We're not allowed to race there ever again now because we've had people complaining about like not being able to get out of their driveway and stuff, which they could. But
So how do you make that? How does that make you feel?
well, that's pretty bad because we'll never get. There's a good race there, and you
Yeah.
can't race there again, and it's like such a good course. And everyone rides there on Saturday mornings.
Yeah, it's just this road out Bennett's Road, and it's just like this little 10-minute circuit, and it's so great because you can watch the racing. You can be on the side of the road and watch people race, like all your mates race if you're in a different grade, and you can have some fun instead of just watching them go into the distance and then 3 hours later they come back and finish the race. Whereas like that circuit was great, and then I don't know, the residents there just didn't like us for some reason. I don't
Yeah,
know why.
there was a complaint, and there was crashes too, which
Yeah.
they couldn't deal with, and I think it was something someone didn't have ambulance insurance, and the club copped that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you reckon, like, obviously, so it wasn't just one person's fault, it was a lot of...
There was a lot of
A lot of
issues that was
issues.
happening, like there was lots of crashes there, and there was
Yeah.
Do you reckon that was
just a lot of
preventable?
complaints.
Could that have been preventable?
No, the crashes
The
not.
crashes?
No,
Yeah, no, not really.
no. But like,
There's, I can't say we don't think there's not enough communication between the council and the club, because one of the board members of the Bendigo Cycling Club is a council member. Oh, not like on the. He works for council. He's not on the
Yeah.
actual council.
Yep.
But like that's
as far as it goes,
that's
really.
as far as it goes. That,
Yeah.
that one person.
It takes about like if you want to get a race to go, you have to go like it has to be months and months of planning before you can
Yeah.
actually do it.
Yeah.
Get permits. You have to have like if you have to have a sprint finish and you want to go on the other side of the road, you have to pay for that too. And if the police are there and they see you don't have a permit, like that's over. Like you won't get another race there again.
And like the club are really negative about putting on new races as well.
Yeah,
Like,
they are. They're really bad. They don't want to push the council anymore. Like with it, but that's how it is.
But you believe that there should be?
There should be. They should be put like they've got like probably the biggest cycling club in Victoria, I guess.
It'd be the biggest country club.
Yeah, and probably the best riders come from Bendigo, and they have a pretty weak turn up to the club races, I'd say, compared to other clubs.
Even though we have really strong guys,
They just don't turn up. No one they all do their own thing. They just don't turn up to club racing.
How do you think the clubs could help influence them to?
It'd come down to the races. Like I guarantee, like if we had some really hard races, like they would get people from other clubs coming in, and people just from
So they
wouldn't-
need that incentive to.
Yeah, like they some reason some people just don't want to do like easy club races. Some
Yeah.
people want to just do a really hard race, like double the distance and double how hard it would be, I guess. But it all comes down to who turns up, and if no one turns up next week, no one will even turn up.
There's one race. It's the Rob Vernon Memorial. It's held by the club at the end of the year, and so many people rock up for it.
Yeah.
Because it's like 120 k's, and it's around one of the hardest courses in.
That's run by Cycling Victoria, though. So
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. But like that because that's 120 k's and it's so hard. So many people rock up because they all want to have a crack at winning it. Because like if you win that, it's like, oh my god, you won the Rob Vernon.
Yeah, it has been getting better. Like people promoting races in Bendigo. Like last year was probably the worst year they've had, but this year it's getting a bit better. I hope so.
GPO is sponsoring.
Yeah, they're getting a lot more sponsors, which help, like Audi Bendigo and
DCK.
GPO. Yeah,
So obviously the more money going.
yeah,
into
because
the
that
races,
gets
so-
like because that's what the prize money is. Like
Yep.
if you have prize money, people turn up. Like if you get first and fastest, that's like $200 easy, and sometimes it's pretty easy to get that if you're a good rider. Yeah.
The sponsorship helps though because it puts the money in, but that can also help to putting money into permits and
Yep.
and stuff like better equipment like signs, because we legally have to have signs, like I think it's like 100 meters from every corner that we turn, saying that like there's a cycling race, be careful. So like having people sponsor races and stuff, they go, okay, we'll put like $5,000 in.
Giant Bendigo gave the club like 20 little kids bikes because it's so many little kids doing track now. And that was probably a lot of money they donated to the club.
Yeah.
So obviously that makes you feel like the community's helping.
They're
people
trying,
be
yeah, they're
active.
trying really hard to get it going
Yeah.
better. But track is there's never an issue of track cycling because that's getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
There's always like 60 kids up on a track.
Yeah, there could be a full night just for kids racing. But so there's no issue there. It's probably just the road racing, but that's about it
Yeah, the
for
road. They struggle so hard to find people for the road.
yeah, because not as many people do it. It's a bit harder to get good at road compared to track, I'd imagine.
Yeah, the government has some grants going as well. The Castlemaine Club got. It was like one was for PA system. And they got like $3,000 to buy a new PA system so we could like help organise races and like commentate and stuff like that. And it just made racing that much better. Because instead of having to like yell across a track, it's either like let riders start on the other side, because it's like a handicap, everybody starts at different areas. Because they had that PA system, instead of the old lady that starts it having to try and scream at the top of her lungs, she can just speak into the microphone and goes riders' attention. They all can go off at the same time. So stuff like that's been great. Like government grants has been awesome for the cycling community. But apart from that, yeah.
So do you think the community perception of cyclists and cycling in the community could be improved?
Yep.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely. Like, I get everything on Facebook is so bad sometimes. Like it was a few weeks ago. Someone there was one lady that she had no idea what she was doing on the road. If you might have it on your phone.
You've
it's on the Bendigo Have Your Say page, and on Thursday mornings we do me and Nick and a few others do this team time trial. It goes like 20 minutes, and if it's really windy, sometimes we go in the middle of the road just in the one, not the other lane, but just in our lane. And this lady had no idea. She thought to pass us on the inside, or that's what she said, and I got everything on that page. If you say something about cyclists, we'll get 200 likes, and they'll just say they should get rego and all this stuff.
How does that make you feel? So obviously,
I don't care. It wouldn't really change anything. It would cost me nothing. I already pay enough as it is. A cycling license costs me $400 plus a UCI license cost me $1,000.
So what's that cycling license and the?
Oh, that's just for when you're at racing. Doesn't count for anything else. It's just
Okay.
insurance while you're doing club racing or cycling Victoria races.
Yeah, I've got the post here actually. It's
Just
like,
read the key points you wrote.
She goes, but just now I was absolutely flabbergasted to witness the behaviour of a herd of red ones travelling along Emu Creek Road. Like,
So how's that? Obviously, that makes you a bit frustrated.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Like,
And obviously, social media.
because yeah,
like I was there that day. She was complaining about Julian and I and a few of the other people, and like we were following every single road rule. And she's like telling us.
that we were like on the other end of the road, and
It's like one of the comments she made. She goes, "I wondered if they expected me to overtake them on the left inside." And it's like, well, if you had have overtaken us on the left inside when we're like half a metre from the edge of the road, you probably would have killed us all.
she would have ridden in the dirt like to get around.
Yeah, you would have been in jail because you've just murdered 6 people. Like,
So how do you think the perception of cyclists can be improved?
Oh, it's probably never going to improve in Australia. Like Australia's just probably everywhere else in the world they're pretty respected. Like it's just Australia. Like it's just
people just love their Commodores.
yeah. I don't know. It's just really pretty bogan around here. Like
Yep.
they just hate cyclists. Like you get so much hate sometimes.
Because apparently we need a V8 engine
Nah.
with 4 wheels
But-
to be.
They do say that you need to get rego, but that is not going to achieve anything at all. Like they say we'd only have to pay like it'd be like $1 for a rego, I guess, because it's like your car weight or something.
I will say though that like there is a few cyclists that are just
Oh, yes,
absolutely
there's-
stupid.
There's
like,
lots of
Okay.
cyclists in Bendigo that just they should not be on the road.
Yep.
Like I question how bad they drive on the road. Like normally,
some bike riders they like just will run a red light.
yeah, they do. All the oldies don't care for like road rules at all. Like they'll just sit in like the other end of the road.
And they ride like 3 abreast and stuff, and then so they
They give us a bad name basically.
yeah they
And how's that make you feel? Obviously frustrated.
Yeah, because like the only hate we get is from people that ride in town. I never ride in town. Like I only go in town to go home really, and like there's never really an issue when you're riding around Mount Alexander or Castlemaine,
yeah.
like out towards there because there's no one there. But like it's usually just on the little streets when someone's has to wait 30 seconds to pass someone, and then they get past, and then that's when they complain. Yeah.
And all these bad riders piss people off.
Yeah.
And get angry at just cyclists in general.
Yeah,
Like and so like I'm sure this lady that had a crack at us on Bendigo Have Your Say, she was like, I'm sure she would have just run in with some older people because some other people run.
Yeah, it wouldn't be the first time. Like you get so many people that just hate us for riding on Axe Creek Road.
And there's like big groups that ride out there and they all ride like 3 abreast because they think
Yeah.
it's like out of town. But
They think as soon as I get out there, I think it's like there's no one lives there, but it's a pretty busy road. But
Yeah.
you still got to follow the road rules. Like
So yeah, I think I think cyclists, that small minority of cyclists that disobey the road laws. If they started obeying the road rules a bit more, then that would change
Yeah.
a lot of the perception around bike riding. Like
it's never going to change though. Some of those people are just never going to
yeah,
ride better on the roads. But that's just how it is, really.
a lot of people have like the perception of like, oh, people in Lycra, that's left for the bedroom Lycra and stuff like
Someone
that.
at work actually thinks I just ride down to the coffee shop and sit there for like 5 hours, like stand in the doorway for
Just
5
to
hours.
show off your hot rod. And,
Yeah, in Lycra,
yeah,
that's what I do.
it. Yeah, but there's always going to be a stigma around it. But there's always going to be a stigma around soccer players and like for them being wusses and stuff like that. Because that's probably not going to change, but you can change small amounts of it. Like
It's just probably you can just change the safety of it, like the meter matters and just like the road safety for education for road users, I guess.
Yeah, the education of road users when it comes to bike riders is a real issue because there's a lack of it and there's not much education when it comes to bike riders and how you should pass them safely and stuff like that. So
Like even if we do get Reggio, like they'd still complain. Yeah.
And the rego would just be us, like if they gave us like number plates or something to chuck in our bike. It's like they'd just be taking photos of our number plates the whole time.
And then they just like find us on. They'd find people on Facebook and just take it to there. That could probably ruin things, but for like sponsors for individual people, but that's alright, I guess, if they can have it their way. Yeah. Anything else?
So yeah, do you have any more comments or anything else to discuss?
Not really. Like the infrastructure around Bendigo is pretty good.
It is pretty good. There's some like I've been to other places like outside Bendigo that are pretty bad, but
You go to like Mount.
we've got it pretty good here. And but apart from like all the holes in the road out towards there, that's about it really.
You go. It's like the edges of the Bendigo Shire, the Bendigo Council, and you cross over to the Mount Alexander Shire, and there's like a noticeable difference between the roads. It's like it goes from like fairly smooth and decent to just like crap.
Yeah.
It's terrible. So it's not bad in Bendigo. That's why a lot of people ride bikes around here.
Yeah, that's why it's so popular. It's so easy to access good roads, I guess.
But it also could be improved. Like it's nothing like the Netherlands or something like that, where it's just like bike lanes everywhere. And people ride bikes all the time.
It is probably just an Australian thing too.
Yeah.
That's built up over a few years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's it, I think.
That's it. Well, thank you for coming and appreciate it very much.
Yeah.
Thank
Cheers.
you.